Hi, I'm Mungo. Welcome to the Monday Night Roar. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We have a shorter show today with your latest news, entertainment, and sports. All that and more coming up on the Monday Night Roar. A group of Clemson's own marketing students flew to New York City to meet with executives of some of the world's biggest companies, giving some of our Tigers an opportunity to get their foot in the door. The students had a chance to not only see the sights of New York, but also to get a possible head start on their future careers. These future marketing professionals had a chance to see the very best in advertising, promotional strategies, social media, and other facets of marketing as they took a bite of the Big Apple. Students also met with Clemson alumni at a reception in the middle of the week, offering students contact information and advice for their future careers. The group of our students has since returned with a fantastic experience behind them and a head start in the world of marketing. Earlier today, Syrian soldiers finally ran rebels out of the town of Malula, which had been under the rebels' control since December. The rebels, known for al-Qaeda affiliations, took 12 hostages during the initial stages of the takeover. Since the initial attack, these prisoners were released as part of an exchange deal as the Syrian army prepared to recapture the town where the prisoners were held. Malula has shifted control at least 4 times since December, while attacks continued from both sides. In the past 3 months, Syrian soldiers were aided by fighters from the Hezbollah, a Lebanese Shia Islamist movement, to retake several areas in the surrounding mountains. Michael Phelps is coming out of retirement. The 22-time Olympic medalist will compete for the first time since the London Games in 2012 at a meet in Arizona later this month. Bob Bowman, Phelps' coach, told the Associated Press earlier today that Phelps will be participating in the 50 and 100-meter freestyles and the 100-meter butterfly. Bowman stated that he thinks Phelps is just going to test the waters and see how it goes. He also says that Phelps may even be competing at the Olympics in Rio in 2016. Speaking of sports, let's check in with Gabby for some more sports news.
Spring is here, and that means spring games. The Clemson football team had their annual spring game on Saturday in Death Valley with a crowd of 33,000 people. The orange and white faced off with Cole Stout leading the white 24-5. Stout has had a great game, completing 15 out of 23 passes for 158 yards and 2 scores for the white team. Clemson sophomore Jordan Leggett for the white team caught a 16-yard touchdown pass to help put the white team in the lead. Jordan had 7 catches for 59 yards, leading all the receivers in the game. Clemson's running game looked good with senior DJ Howard having 9 rushes for 59 yards. The white team's defense was pretty solid after not allowing any touchdowns by the orange team and Barnes having 5 sacks to help win the game. Ben Boulware led the team with 9 tackles while Dorian Daniel had 7. The orange team was able to score a safety in the second period after Howard was tackled in the end zone by B.J. Goodson. The team's other score was made by a 39-yard field goal by Amon Lakip later in the game. Adam Humphries and Daniel Rodriguez was the top receivers for the orange team. Dabo stated that he saw good things on both sides of the ball. Deshaun Watson was not able to play in the game due to a broken collarbone from earlier last week. Clemson will open its season at Georgia on August 30th. The number 14 Tigers took on a 7-1 victory over Virginia on Saturday. Daniel Gossett pitched 7 straight innings to help beat Virginia. Gossett just gave up 5 hits, 1 run, and 3 walks. Gossett had 4 strikeouts to help keep the Tigers in the lead. Tyler Krieger and Garrett Boulware were able to help break the scoreless tie in the 6th inning. 4 more runs were added by the Tigers in the 7th inning, marked by Boulware hitting a 2-run homer to the left field. Sunday concluded the series with Virginia taking on the Tigers 1-0. What an incredible week at the Masters, with Georgia's own Bubba Watson winning the green jacket for the 2nd time of his career. Bubba battled 20-year-old Jordan Spieth to win with a 3-shot lead. Spieth came close to being the youngest person to ever win the Masters. He posted an even par round of 72. It was the front 9 where everything went down and where Watson showed that he was going to take control. Bubba was able to birdie putt on number 6 and was also able to birdie for par 5 on the 8th hole. It was the 9th hole that separated Spieth and Watson, as Watson was able to birdie and take the 3-shot lead over Spieth. Despite losing, Spieth made an incredible shot as he holed from the bunker on the par 3rd, 4th hole, something that will be a highlight for the 2014 Masters. It was an incredible moment for Bubba Watson as his son walked him on the greens after making the 18th hole and realizing he had just won the Masters for the 2nd time in 3 years. This is a moment that Bubba Watson will never forget. Now on to some NASCAR. Kevin Harvick was able to win the Southern 500 in Darlington this past weekend. Dale Earnhardt Jr. came in second after trying to battle his way to the lead, while Jimmy Johnson placed third after also trying to gain the lead. Harvick was able to grab the victory after a very close run with Earnhardt. Harvick dominated all evening, leading 238 out of the 267 laps. This is the second win for Harvick this year. And now for some breaking news. Dabo Swinney announced today that Chad Kelly is dismissed from the Clemson football team. Swinney stated, "I have dismissed Chad Kelly for conduct detrimental to our program. He has a pattern of behavior that is not consistent with the values of our program." Swinney also stated that he hopes Chad will learn from this and he wishes him nothing but the best in the future. That's all I have for your sports. Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Gabby. Today in the Ukraine, pro-Russian activists attacked a police station in the town of Horlivka, gaining control of the building. The activists did this against the Ukrainian government's demands for the pro-Russians to cease these acts of violence. Protesters forced police officers out of the four-story building, adding more frustration and worry to the Kiev government. Interim President Alexander Turchinov had given all protesters until 2 a.m. to halt their actions or face a full-scale anti-terrorist operation by the Ukrainian army. This deadline has been passed with no cessation from the activists, with no consequences seen thus far. Dutch police arrested a 14-year-old girl for threatening American Airlines in a tweet and is now being interrogated in company of a parent. The tweet was posted yesterday and said it came from an alleged al-Qaeda member named Ibrahim threatening to do something really big on June 1st. Apologetic tweets were posted to the account after the airline replied that it was going to take the threat seriously and call in law enforcement. According to police spokesman Roland Eckers, the motive for the tweet is not yet known. Let this serve as a lesson, ladies and gentlemen, to watch what you tweet and post on social media. Jackson, Wyoming officials are taking precautions in evacuating residents due to a slow-moving landslide. The landslide is 100 feet deep and is moving so slowly that officials are able to see how the ground cracks are emerging and growing by inches a day over the past week. Mandatory evacuation was issued Thursday to 46 residential units in the landslide zone. Authorities count 57 residents in the landslide area, but only 48 have checked into a Red Cross check-in station. The remainder is either still in their homes or possibly staying somewhere else, according to Assistant Town Manager Roxanne Robinson. Now, let's check with John Oliver for entertainment.
There's exciting news for fans of Stephen Colbert. CBS confirmed this past Thursday that the political comedian would be replacing David Letterman on The Late Show. Colbert said that he would not play his well-known political pundit, but says we will be able to see who the real Stephen Colbert is. The hosting gig will not begin until 2015, and Colbert will remain at his Comedy Central show until then. Beyoncé made a surprise appearance this past weekend at the Coachella Music Festival. She was not scheduled to perform, however, she made an appearance alongside her sister Solange. Beyoncé did not sing at all. Instead, the sisters danced along to the song Losing You, written by Solange. Other surprise performances included Gwen Stefani, Nelly, and Jay-Z. Legendary actor Mickey Rooney died at the age of 93 on April 6. The actor died of natural causes and was surrounded by loved ones. Rooney began performing in 1922. Several weeks ago, Rooney made a flight to Vancouver to film the movie Night in the Museum 3. In 2011, the actor testified before Congress about elder abuse, reflecting on previous experiences. In 1982, Rooney received an Emmy for his work on the show Bill. Katherine Heigl revealed this week she tried to settle her lawsuit against Dwayne Reed privately. The lawsuit ensued after a tweet was posted showing Heigl stepping out of the drugstore with the caption, "Katie Heigl can't resist shopping NYC's favorite drugstore." The actress asked for the picture to be removed. However, the drugstore refused. This later caused Heigl to pursue a lawsuit for $6 million. Her attorneys confirmed that all money awarded would be given to charity. Captain America 2 is this weekend's box office hit. It raked in over $41.4 million in the United States, surpassing Rio 2, which grossed $39 million. Thanks, Will. Back to you.
Thanks, John Oliver. A couple was sentenced earlier today to 6 months in jail for child endangering after they overdosed in a McDonald's play area. Robert Palmer and his girlfriend were found unresponsive on the floor of the play area when the police were called. Authorities said that the couple acknowledged using heroin while with two children, a 5-year-old girl and an 8-year-old boy. Palmer is the girl's father, but the boy's relationship with the couple wasn't made clear. Attorney Michael J. Trapp says that Palmer is very sorry. That's all for tonight. Thanks for joining us, Clemson, and be sure to like our Clemson TV Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. Have a great week, and remember to stay classy, Clemson.